Good morning, afternoon, or evening, whatever it is for you. I'm Cycle, and this is Let's Play Train Simulator. As you see, we're ready to set up our final scenario, Deliveries to Monument. We're going to be back in the unweathered, the clean-looking car today, after using the weather one for the last three scenarios. Now, this is the last one I'm going to do for now. There is a career scenario over on the on this route that uses this train, but I'm going to do the career scenarios later on. I want to do all these unrelated, or these untimed, untested standard scenarios right now, complete these tasks. I'm going to then head to Cahoon Pass for a while. I'm going to come back here to introduce the F7 after we visit our next British route. And then after that, I'm going to, I haven't decided if I'm going to go back to Cahoon Pass or if I'm going to introduce a new route at that point. Because I do want to get back to Sherman Hill. I do want to get to Donner Pass and Soldier Summit as well, because I have to introduce the other trains on those as well. But now that we are introducing the SC40 here, we are going to have that cleared for use on Sherman Hill now. I will eventually be using the SC40 on Sherman Hill. I have to also bring up the SC70 Ace on Cahoon Pass. So those are some future plans. For right now, the Deliveries to Monument is what we're doing. Let's go ahead and get into the scenario and let's take a look at our tasks. I will see you there. The main line is busy and you've been tasked to deliver cement hoppers from the Castle Rock Cement Departure 3 and a small pickup in Larkspur to Monument Yard 4. Be advised there is through traffic on the main line which supersedes your delivery. Expect delays as you make your way to Monument. Delays. Nothing but delays. I don't know my train yet. Where do I have to go? Couple at Castle Rock. Oh, that one. Okay. The switches may not be set yet, so let's take a look here. Obviously, we're going to be exiting to the south, so we're going to check the switch to the south. This one is correctly set. We have to get over to number 3. So that's the track we have to eventually get over to. For right now, I'm going to keep my mouse. You can't see my mouse, but I'm going to keep it there as I follow my track. Aha! Once I come past that signal, I'm clear to back up. We have a yellow up ahead on the shunt signal, so we're going to keep that in mind. Let's get the engine off. Let's hide my task list. Get in the cab. Bring up the hood. Let's get moving. There seems to be a slight discrepancy, by the way, on the HUD and the speed on the on-screen display. It looks like I'm just over 10 on the on-screen display, but I am showing to be at about 9 right now. So keep in mind there is that little discrepancy on this model. The other model might have that corrected, other models. But this one does have that little bit of a disconnection on the odometer. Or not the odometer, the speedometer. Are we at our point yet? Of course you're going to back up to there. Thank you. I'm going to get onto the track that's curving off here onto the main part of the line, and then I'll hit the brakes. Reversing point approaching. I have never seen that before. I have never seen that before. I panicked when I saw that. I'm not far enough ahead, but I panicked when I saw that. So we're going to move ahead a little bit more. Brakes off, please. I'm used to having to figure this out myself, so I don't, I'm not used to being told the reversing point is approaching. Boy, those brakes aren't really hitting, are they? Okay, so the train we want to connect to again is that one. So now that we've been given a very, very odd alert I've never seen before, I'm going to hit my reverse point. I kind of wish we had a guy in the yard helping us with all of that. Reverse backwards, please. Thank you. I wish we had the guy in the yard to help us with all of that, because that would be nice to have. It would be a neat function to have a guy in the yard helping us out. So we can just stay in the cab and do everything realistically. But I guess that was a feature that was taken away in future DLC, so we're not going to get to experience that very often. Maybe some of the older routes that we're going to be doing will have that, but this one doesn't. So there's our train coming backwards. I'm going to go ahead and come out. As I get closer, I will move the train. I will get the location moved over. So I'm going to give you a bit of a cinematic here. Okay, I didn't think it was coming back for a second. I thought it stopped, but it is moving. So I'm going to go ahead and come back down a little bit. I'm going to get a view from back here as it backs up. That should give me enough space to see what I'm doing and slow down. See some traffic in the distance in the city of Castle Rock. Fantastic city, I'm sure. I mean, we'll never know. It's not real. So I put on a brake application as I came in. I'm going to go a little more now. Brake again. We are connected. I'm going to move forward quickly before I'm told I have a game over, because this happened on Cajon Pass as well, and I don't know why it's doing that. So let's bring the HUD up very quickly. And there we go. We're back on the game path. For some reason, going back just a little bit means that we've left the game path. I don't understand why. So because I was shocked by that, I didn't get to read the message. You can pause and read that yourself. But we're going to go ahead and continue to Castle Rock Corn Plant Approach 4. Where is that? Right here. So that's where we're going. And after that, everything is on the main line, so we're going to follow the main line from then on. And our path is set to that point. So we can just get in the cab and get going. So let's do that. That's the second time I've had a game over alert for that. Like, the path should be allowing you just a little bit more room to back up on the coupling, rather than trying to give you a game over and force you into panic to move forward. I really wish that was a little bit more properly set up there. So we're getting up to 15. I'm going to go ahead and maintain a speed of no faster than 20 on these tracks coming out of the yard, because there are a couple of sharp curves coming out. So until we get onto the main line past our checkpoint, that's when I'm going to start speeding up. So even if we do have a 40 coming up, which I don't think we do, I think it's 15 all the way. So, but even if we do have a 40 coming up, I'm not going to go 40. We are on a 1.0 uphill gradient as well. So I have no fear about going over speed limit right now, because I'm just going to zero the throttle. It drops off instantly. Just like that. By the way, what engines are we using today? Let's take a quick look. 8167 and 3397 are our engines today. I thank you for running along today on engine 8167. We are not being allowed to go past 15 miles per hour. That is probably for the best. You can see a factory, the smoke coming out of the chimneys there. Telltale sign they got a factory. There's our checkpoint ahead. Now, barring any issues with the signal being an adverse signal, we are otherwise clear to proceed. Obviously, they're warning us about red signals on this run, but they didn't warn us about signals on the other run. We just had to follow a train and not know what was going on. That's very interesting. By the way, I think we're in the autumn season right now, if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, we are in the autumn right now. This is the autumn. So we did the winter scenario, then we did the 3 spring scenarios, now it's the autumn. We skipped summer, but we're going to have a nice summer run on the F7 later on. We'll have another one in the spring as well. Oh no, that's another autumn one, sorry. Spring and autumn. We're going to have spring and autumn for the F7 as well. The autumn one is the 80-minute one, so that's the one that's going to be interesting. Whoa, cut the speed off, thank you. What was that? Oh, there's a crane over there. That's what I'm hearing. Oh, there's someone doing some work over there. I love it. I don't know what this train's doing here, but I'm a little worried. Oh, he's just taken off now. My shunt signal does say green. That's the 0924 container freight. I guess I wasn't expected to get here yet. That train was just sitting there waiting to be put into action. Or he had a red, I don't know. One or the other. So we're going to pass our through point here, our next checkpoint. After we pass this checkpoint, we're going to Larkspur North Junction, 10 miles away. That 40-mile-per-hour sign is almost at the back of our train. We're coming up on a 50 very shortly. We are now in the 40. So I will start to speed up. As I do, we'll take a quick look at that train that's going over. And yep, it's actually coming to a stop up there. So it's not going to do anything else. It's just going to stay there. And let's zoom back on me. So we did have a green. That means we can assume that we can proceed at this time at line speed. And we're going to do that, which means we're going up to 50. So you just got to hear the engines purr at 100% throttle. I've cut it off because we are approaching a 55 sign. We are almost at our 50 limit right now. But I'm going to keep the speed around 50 because we were told to expect adverse signals. And for that reason, I don't see a need to go beyond 50 miles per hour. We will be dropping to 40 later as well. I had to cut off the throttle for a moment because we were about to cross into the 51 area, which I did not want to do yet. I will maintain speed now at level 1 throttle. We are coming to an uphill gradient. It's going to be as steep as 1.5, so I will need to increase the throttle as we go, as we lose speed. Looking ahead at the signal. It looks like a green signal. The gradient has not actually affected us that much yet. We're still gaining speed. It is a 0.4 gradient right now. That is certain to change very shortly because I see it getting steeper straight ahead of us. There it is, 1.1% gradient. We are now losing speed. I will let the speed drop back down to 50, and then I'm going to pump this throttle up to 25% throttle and see what that does to our speed. Here we go. And I'm going to bump it up another notch now. I think we will hold it here. 49.1 miles per hour seems to be what we're fluctuating on right now. 49.2. You can see our next signal is coming up. I thought we were losing speed for a second. That odometer on this dash, on this plate, on the HUD, just looked like it was dropping steadily for a second, but it was going between 6 and 7, so it threw me off. So we're getting back up to 50. I'm going to call that Castle Road. Anyway, here is, oh, we have a green signal. Sorry, I misread the signal. We have a green signal. Now I can't tell, but I think the gradient might shallow out just slightly before the next signal. I have to be ready to reduce my throttle if necessary. We have hit 50 miles per hour even. Excuse me. What is that we're crossing, you're asking? Nothing. So since we are under green signal, we are able to proceed at 55 if we wish to, but I have been told to expect a reverse signal, so I am staying under 55. Just in case you happen to skip ahead to this point in the video, and you did not hear that description earlier. We are 3.5 tenths away from the, or 3.5, yeah, I got it right, from the next signal. 3 tenths now. So we continue to remain green. And there is a train coming. That is a mixed freight ES44 AC. At this point I will cut the throttle a little bit because we are getting close to 55. I have a couple to go, but I'm going to go ahead and just let the speed drop back down to 50. Again, this is not a timetable scenario. There is no specific timing we have to meet, so that's what we're doing. By the way, look at this. We have to actually couple to some more cars here. So we're doing a go via, then we're going to couple to some more cars, apparently. So I am expecting an adverse signal up at Larkspur. Because I've been told that we have to couple to some cars there, obviously, and as a result, I expect we're going to be stopped and backed into Larkspur. Another train will be allowed to pass while we get our new cars, and then we'll be on our way. Beautiful autumn day here on the Castle Rock Road. We don't have any adverse weather conditions at all so far on any of our journeys. The gradient has shallowed out, so I'm going to zero the throttle because we have a 40 mile per hour coming up. We are still going uphill, so I'm going to try and reduce speed naturally for the time being. We are still only about a mile and a half, a little more than that, from the Larkspur North Junction. I expect possibly a yellow at this next signal. And there is actually no, this might be a green because there is a signal before the junction. So this signal will probably be green, but then we're probably going to get a yellow. We have a flashing yellow, never mind, we have to slow down now. That usually means a diverging track, but we're going to find out what the next signal is. So I'm getting down to a much lower speed because of this. It probably is a diverging track after that signal to allow us to couple the cars. That's probably what the signal is referring to. So I've got my speed down to 27 right now, and I'm just going to keep going slowly. I probably didn't need to go that slow. There's the highway, the Castle Rock Interstate, we'll call it. I don't know. Now that speed sign, as you can see on the HUD, is a 40-mile-per-hour speed sign for us, 45 for passengers. I am well under that now, so I'm not affected. So yeah, we're coming to the Larkspur North Junction. We're going to be proceeding into Larkspur. It looks like we're being pushed into Larkspur South 1, which I don't think is where we're going to want to go. I'm going to actually slow down a little bit now. Because I want to pay attention to what our next stop is. We're coupling to these cars, so we're going to be coming down past the signal here. And we're going to have to reverse in once we get onto that track. So we're going to get to the station area, and I think we're going to be stopping at the station area. So we are coming off of the main track at this point. Head into Larkspur, then reverse to pick up the freight in Larkspur Wood Specialties. Roger. So the route should be set for us coming through here. As you can see the train coming along. We're going to come to the Larkspur station. And apologies to all these guys wearing Hawaiian shirts. I am not your train. All aboard! I've been waiting to do that. I have been waiting to do that. Let's go ahead and put the reverser down into reverse. I'm going to prepare the brakes for a release. But let's just see what we have to do in our reverse attempt here. The switch has now been set so that we can back up. So it's been automatically done for us. We do not have to think about this. We're going to go ahead and just release and back up. Once the reverser is set. That'd be a good first step. As you see, it's a very short distance, so I'm not going to go very fast. I'm going to uncouple from my view and head back here to watch the train come around the corner. You're going to get cinematic here. Now, I've decided to leave you with me for these cinematics, because this is a short video. I could cut out the little bit here, but I'll just leave you with me. You get to see how the sausage is made, so to speak. Get a little speed on there. So my estimation is I need to slow down now. I will do that. I have done so. I'll do it again. So I can try and avoid another off-path error. Slow down again. Your pickups are completed. Continue to monument track number 4 to complete your delivery. The delivery. Keep in mind that the train ahead there is the train ahead of you, so continue to monitor its progress as the uphill climb to Glen Park continues at a steep grade once you leave Larkspur. Roger. I've had experience with this before, coincidentally enough. Bring the HUD back. Brakes off. How's everything at the back? Oh, I'm right at the buffer. Look at that. That was as far back as you can get. So if you leave the reverser on the wrong side, you're backing into that buffer. So as you can see, when we look ahead here, we are set to return to the main line at this point. Is that just a bunch of cars over to the side? That's just a bunch of cars to the side. Okay, there we go. Bye, guys. You fine gentlemen. See you later. And there's another set of cars up there. So there's our target point. Oh, we can go 40 now. The signal turned red as we crossed, by the way. That was our signal. I'm going to maintain 20 for a moment, only because I know about adverse signals coming up, and also because we're still on the junction. So I'm going to make sure we don't have any problems on the junction, even though I'm sure it's fine. But this is Train Simulator. Once I cross this point, I will speed up past 20. At the same time, there's a train coming here. That is the 1005 Tank Car Freight. So I'm going to cut the power down to a more minimal throttle at this point because we are going into an uphill and I want to maintain speed, not gain speed. So we are going via Glen Park South. We are about 8.5 miles away from that, and Monument is about a few miles after that. Maybe about 4 or 5 miles at most. Or maybe a little more, I don't know. Now, I don't know how there's a train ahead of me, because we did not see a train pass us. So how is there still a train ahead of me that's supposed to hold me up? I'm puzzled. So you can see on the HUD that there is our 50 mile per hour speed limit, 55 for passenger. And there's Larkspur Road. One more look at it for right now. Larkspur Road. I apparently went into that a little faster than I thought. We have an incidental speeding penalty. Oops. I don't feel like redoing it, so you're going to get to see the speeding penalty. So I'm taking the throttle off for a moment just to explain what happened with that speeding penalty. I knew there was a 50 placard coming up, and I tried to speed up for the 50 as I was getting to the end of the train, but it looks like the sign got to the end of the train just a little too late, and I was already at 41, so that's why I started speeding. I don't feel like redoing it for a little mistake like that. I'm sure that would be a minor incident at most, so especially because I knew it was a 50 and I just misjudged where the sign was. So I'm sure that would probably be shrugged off in a way. Yeah, you get marked for speeding, you go on your record, but I'm sure it'd be shrugged off because you were trying to estimate where the back of the train was and you just missed by a car or two. So probably not a big deal. So in order to try to give us a chance to see these adverse signals, I am speeding up to the line speed because we are under green line speed. I want to see if we can catch up to an adverse signal. We're on a 0.7% gradient right now. I need to slow down immediately. Only because we're at 50. That is our speed limit. I'm going to maintain some throttle now, so I can try to maintain a speed just under 50. That's a good spot. Coming to steeper gradient, so let's take a look at the map and find this train that the game is warning us about. Supposedly there's a train ahead of us, but if we look down the track here, I don't see him. There's no train ahead of us. I think the scenarios got mixed up because the train ahead of us was on the other scenario. There's no train ahead of us here. I think we're going to be green all the way. So a little bit of an oddity with this scenario, with the scenario scripting there. Two different trips to Castle Rock, and the wrong script for the train ahead of us got put on the wrong scenario. Don't know how that mistake happened. By the way, out of interest, is that train back at Castle Rock actually gone anywhere? Oh yeah, he's taken off. He went to the north and he vaporized. He's done. So we have about a 1.65 mile HUD right now. Might be 1.7 mile HUD. So we are zoomed out to 1.7 miles of distance ahead of us at our speed. We do see a signal coming up. Now that I know the scripting is probably wrong, I'm expecting a green. We have a 40 mile per hour speed limit coming up, so our HUD is going to be minimized in a moment to, I think, about a 0.9 mile distance. Actually, I don't need to take it off yet. I'll maintain 25 throttle. Another look at the overhead view. Actually, we'll do it without the label. Let's do it without the label. There we go. Yep, we're green. That red signal underneath means that the crossover track we're not allowed to use. We're green on the main track, red on the crossover track. So we're going to probably see a crossover track very soon. So we're on a 1.5 grading. This is as steep as it gets. This is a Sherman Hill level of steepness. But the train seems to behave a lot differently on Sherman Hill than it does here, that's for sure. Put the Sherman Hill ES44AC on Cahoon Pass, I guarantee you're going to have trouble getting up that mountain. Especially if you put 60 cars behind it. I couldn't even do 1.5 at 60 cars. At a 55 speed limit. So we're now under the effect of the 40 mile per hour speed limit, or at least we will be as soon as we pass this sign. And we are now under it. So I've been leaving my throttle alone at 25% to let it drop a little under. I will gain now. Our grading is shallowed out, so I've reduced the throttle. Yeah, I'm looking at the hint for Deliveries to Monument, the scenario that we're doing. You can see that's the name. And it talks about, I think even in the information here, it tells us that we're following a train, but I don't see a train. I have not seen a adverse signal yet. Now, I might not have gotten a good look at the previous signal, but since I didn't see it on the track, I'm pretty sure everything's green. But now that we're coming to Glen Park South, we're probably going to see our yellow for the yard very soon. We are in fact coming to the downhill. Now I need a little more maintenance and speed right now, so I'm going to let the engine purr just one more time. I'm going to shut it off at 35, and then I'm just going to let the downhill take over. There, it's off. So you can see the Glen Park South Point coming up. And for your entertainment, I'm going to go ahead and, well, first of all, I'm going to check the arrival point very, very quickly to see if I'm okay with my arrival point. I'm coming in the Monument Yard 4, which is going to be switched in there. I'm going to have that. That switch is set. This switch is set. We should be good. So for your entertainment right now, I'm going to turn the HUD off. Once I pass this next signal, I confirm that it's green. At this point, we are 3 miles from our final destination. We do have a yellow, so we know the yellow is for our destination. We are coming to a 2.3% maximum gradient. I'm going to watch the speedometer in the train to tell us when we're getting up to 40. But I actually don't even want to do that because I know I'm going to be getting to a yard speed soon. We just have a little while to go before the signal. And I need to lower the speed now. Let's watch the train coming down. So I want to talk about future plans while we do this little part of the journey. I'm going to keep an eye on that speedometer the whole way here. I'm going to be continuing over to Cahoon Pass because back at Cahoon Pass there are a number of scenarios I'm going to be able to proceed with. I'm going to actually bring up a list of them right now because I don't actually have a way to check the menu right now to show you what those scenarios are, but I will tell you what some of them are here as soon as I get them in front of me. Barstow to San Bernardino is what the route used to be known as, so we are going to go ahead and follow a few scenarios here. One of the scenarios is called A Thorny Matter. That takes place in the summer. We're going to be starting in Thorn for that one. It's listed as a 45-minute scenario. We will see. We have one called Be Prepared, which starts at Oro Grande, a 15-minute scenario. I think it's more like a tutorial of on that route, my guess. One called actually Cahoon Pass. It starts at San Bernardino, 45-minute route, so I guess we're going up to the pass or something, maybe with a rail tour or something along those lines. We also have something called Full Up, and I remember reading that we have to actually start that scenario by backing up and filling up with gas, so with diesel, I guess. So that's an 80-minute scenario. We're going to be traversing the pass for sure in that one. We're starting at Barstow. So I think we're going to be going a fair way into the Cahoon Pass area, maybe even all the way to San Bernardino. Later on, there's one called Short Sharp Shunt. That's in East Victorville. That seems to be another tutorial, so I might do that one as one of the first ones. I might mix that with Be Prepared. And then, I think they're both tutorials. And then that's about it. Just those 5 scenarios. The career scenario that is in that package for the ES44AC, according to this, but I think it's actually an F7. If I remember on the menu, it was an F7. But the manual here says it's an ES44AC. I don't think the Railworks 2 manual is correct on that one, because I remember seeing an F7 on the menu. But we have 5 standard scenarios to play with the SD40 on Cahoon Pass. Those are coming up after this. Stay tuned for those. In the meantime, we're going to continue our journey here. Let's bring up my task list for a moment. We can find out that we are, how far away? Within a mile. Going to maintain just a little more speed here, and then I'm going to slow it down to 15 for the signal, which I think is around the corner. No, I think it's around the next corner. My mistake. I think you can actually see the signal up ahead. There's the flashing red you can see up ahead. Once we get far enough, you're not going to see it. So this is really the time to look at the signal to know what's going on. Usually it's going to be a flashing red, but you can also pop over here, and you can see it here as well. So I'm just going to let the speed continue to accelerate at this point. Now keep in mind this 15 does not apply at the signal. In my opinion it should, it'd be more realistic, but it doesn't. Frankly, they could have put the signal right at the yard if they want to anyway. I don't know why they didn't. So we're going to maintain 15 the rest of the way here. I'm going to go ahead and bring up the HUD briefly just to show you what's going on. There is the Monument Yard approach. And if you look at the tasks, you can see Monument Yard approach is right there. And our stop at Monument Yard 4 is right after that. I have checked the... by the way, look at the speed, by the way. 14.5. Isn't that perfect? So I have checked the HUD, and I have checked the switches. You saw me checking the switches. We should be good on the switches. Am I gaining speed? No, I'm actually holding steady. Look at that. 8% brake is perfect, apparently. And you can see Monument Yard 4 on the HUD. So I'll keep that off now. We're going to just go ahead and hop in. And one more time for right now, there is Monument Road. Let's actually get a picture from Monument Road, shall we? There we go. And you're going to watch the train enter the yard from here, and then I'll hop back in the cab and see what our speed is. That was a good view. So you can see me veering off into the yard right there. I'm leaving the main line. Let's get back in the cab. Pardon me. What's our distance now? 0.35 miles from Monument Yard 4. Brakes are too strong now. I'm going to take them off. I'm going to reapply the speed. Whoa, that was a weird graphical shift as I took the speed off. That wasn't supposed to happen. So I think that's our turn off right here. I think we're going to be parking next to these, I thought we were going to say that's a caboose. I'm not sure if it is though. Oh, and there's your diesel pickup point again. We don't have to go there this time. Let's check the back of our train, make sure it comes in. I've got my angle set, so I'll check the speed. Oh, hey, that is a caboose. Yep, there's our cabooses. They seem to always be there, so... Back of the train. Not quite in the turnoff yet. Now it is. Going to clear ourselves of the switch. And if you check the HUD, we should be completely within the yard now. So there you go. I'm going to go past this train just a little bit. And now I will stop. That's about as far as I'm willing to go. I'll bring up the HUD and you can see that we are stopping at the end of the yard. We are now having our stop processed. And if I were to continue, by the way, the switch is not set for us. We would have had to set that switch. So scenario over. Delivery complete. Good run! Another train crew will take the engines from here and do some classification. Excellent. So that's our final scenario for now on Castle Rock Railroad. Nice little route. Having a couple graphical glitches, but that's happens on every route because there's something loads incorrectly. So every single route so far I've had some kind of weird bug happen, but this is the first time where I haven't had any really weird bug. I've actually been able to go through all 5 scenarios I've done without too much difficulty, which is refreshing. So if you like this video, make sure you like the video, of course. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I am Cyclone. I'm going to be going to Cahoon Pass next time. Let's just confirm that I had my 1 speeding penalty. And I'll give you an outro at that point. There we go. So there is our 1 speeding penalty, and that was incidental because I misjudged where we were on the sign, unfortunately. It happens. So our stops are complete. We're done. I'm Cyclone. I want to say join us next time for more on the Cahoon Pass. I mentioned those standard scenarios earlier. And since we can see it at the top of the career scenarios, I'm going to show you the career scenarios as well. And we're going to confirm that indeed the career scenario was an F7. It was an F7. And there's an SC70 Ace hanging out in there too. So when we do the SC70 Ace, I'm going to have a career scenario for that in there as well. So I'll show you that on that route as well at a later time. And out of curiosity, do I have any workshop scenarios for Cahoon Pass? I don't know if I do. I want to see if I have any workshop scenarios. So I might be able to show you a workshop scenario from Cahoon Pass as well. It's not going to tell me. Okay, I guess we're not going to find any... I guess maybe none of my workshop scenarios are career scenarios. That's probably what it is. Because if I go all scenarios here, I am probably going to find workshop scenarios in here. Yeah, all scenarios is probably going to show workshop scenarios now. But I don't think I have any more for Cahoon Pass. I think I have the same list on this, because I have the same set of 5 scenarios for the ES40 or SD40, but I don't have any additional ES44 AC. So yeah, there's nothing else new here, but Castle Rock, I have nothing on Workshop for Castle Rock, but you're probably going to find some on Chatham, Maine and Medway Valley lines, because those I'm sure would have been career scenarios. So yeah, we're going to be going to Cahoon Pass next time, and as I just mentioned, as I scroll down here, you see Doncaster Works is next. So yeah, those were workshop scenarios. So I am going to go to Cahoon Pass next. I don't know what my next scenario is going to be, but I'm going to edit some of these videos before I actually continue playing this myself, because I've got about 3 months worth of content to edit and start putting on the channel as I record this. So I'm going to worry about editing. Then I'm going to go ahead and do more playing after I get the editing done, so I can keep that process going. I'm going to also play some other games and get that to you as well, because I want to show you that content. Fill Up being the one that's 80 minutes. That's going to be interesting because that's obviously the level 4 scenario, being a full route run from the looks of it. And we also have that Splitter scenario, which I've already done. That was a 4 as well. And this ES44 AC, 60 minutes 5. So that's what we have coming up on Cahoon Pass. But that that SD70 is going to be later on. So anyway, I'll see you next time for more more of the Cahoon Pass. Leaving Castle Rock Railroad, going back to Cahoon Pass. Then I'm going to head back to Britain after that. So stay tuned for Cahoon Pass. I'll see you next time. I'm Cyclone. Have a wonderful day, evening, or night, whatever it is for you, your part of the world. And thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.